What's going on, everyone? So I cannot talk enough and be hyped enough for this Lakers roster in this upcoming season. I mean, this is one of, if not the deepest rosters the Lakers have had in a very long time. I mean, front to back, you got size, you got athleticism, you got shooting, you got rebounding, you got basically everything you need. And the Lakers still have two open roster spots, right? Whether they get Christian Wood or Bismack Biyombo or they get somebody else, whomever, right? Insert the two players that you really want the Lakers to get. They have some really nice young guys for the future. They have their core guys locked up. I mean, this is a team that is going to be very good and very deep for a long time, even after LeBron James leaves, right? So I am super pumped, super excited. Like, this is a legit championship contending team. This is a legit team that could be hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of the year. The biggest thing is just health, right? You gotta stay healthy. If this team can stay healthy, then there's not very many teams, if any, that are going to be able to beat the Lakers in a 7-game series. And look, I have said this and I stick by it. If we get anywhere close to the bubble Anthony Davis, 2020 Anthony Davis, nobody is beating this team in a 7-game series. Nobody. Not Boston, not Milwaukee, not Denver, not the Suns. Nobody's beating this team in a 7-game series. Question is, can Anthony Davis play to that level consistently night in and night out? Time will tell. But even if he doesn't, even if he plays like we saw him play last year, I still believe that this team can absolutely win an NBA championship. And LeBron is going to be a big factor, right? LeBron James needs to be healthy over the course of the season. 82 games, a lot of games. Obviously, he's not going to play all 82 games. I do think he does end up playing 65 somewhere in there because I do think he's going to want the accolades. He's going to want to be able to qualify for like the all NBA teams and stuff like that. So I do think LeBron tries to pace himself. And the beauty of this deep, talented roster is you don't have to overplay guys, right? Like, you can give everybody around 30 minutes, 20 minutes, right? Like, even LeBron, like, there's no reason LeBron James should be playing more than 30 minutes night in and night out. Like, if LeBron is okay with it, play him 25 minutes night in and night out, right? Like, just be like, hey, LeBron, you got 25 minutes to go get your 20 points. Go make it happen, right? Like, and same thing with Anthony Davis, right? Especially if you get another big, there's no reason Anthony Davis should be playing more than 30 minutes a game. So that should go a long way as far as health-wise goes, and for everybody, right? Now, I'm not saying you can't ever play LeBron or AD more than 30 minutes, right? If they're at 29 minutes and there's still 3 minutes left and, it's a tight game and you're trying to go win this game, you're not going to be like, well, they only have one more minute. No, you go try to win the game. But for the most part, their minutes should be balanced out enough to where they can just kind of coast over the course of the regular season. And specifically LeBron James, right? And look, I've touched on this in various videos, just, briefly kind of talked about it, but I do think it warrants a video. I do think it's worth a conversation with all of you. So as always, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. But we saw LeBron do something I don't think we've ever really seen him do. And that was just really take a step back. And I mean, really take a step back, right? Like, so much so, even the commentators in the playoffs were pointing out how weird it was that LeBron he was so passive. LeBron's pretty much his entire career, the ball runs through him. There were literal times where LeBron never even saw the basketball on plays and sets. And even if he did, he was giving it up quickly. I mean, even in like the Memphis series, you had Austin Reeves closing games down the stretch, right? Like, LeBron was very willing to take that step back. And one of the big things that LeBron has repeatedly said, he just hasn't actually done it, is he has talked about how he wants to play off the ball more. He doesn't want to have to be the main focal point anymore because he's 39 years old in year 21, right? So he doesn't want to have to be a 38-8 guy. Now, LeBron James is so good, he's going to get 20 points a game just being on the basketball court, right? And we saw that again. Like, how many times did LeBron have 4 points at halftime and you looked up and blinked and then it was like, dang, LeBron had finished the game with 25? Like, he scored 20 points in the second. Like, when did that happen? And it's because he just like went on these like little scoring bursts. That's what I think ends up happening. Because look, LeBron still has that double-digit record. He's not going to want to break that. So he's still going to get his points, right? He's still going to go get his. But you don't need to ride him, right? Like last season, how many times did LeBron James go off for 30 or 40 points and the Lakers lost? You know, how many minutes did that guy have to play night in and night out because the Lakers roster was so bad? The Lakers don't have to worry about that anymore. LeBron doesn't need to be bionic LeBron this season. He just needs to be one of the guys, but also a guy that can turn it on if need be, which we saw him in his ability to do so, but you saw him get gassed. You saw him get worn down. Now, a lot of that very well could have been the foot injury, right? LeBron, before foot injury, I mean, he was giving you 38-8, basically. And he was doing everything he could, right? And he ended up getting hurt, and he just wasn't the same from the injury on, which is understandable. I mean, they said he needed to have foot surgery, and who knows if he did, right? He's doing workouts, he's ramping up. He wanted to take some time off for his foot. Tinfoil cap. Many people believe that, he did have surgery, which he may have, but the world will never know, right? Because, I mean, LeBron told you as such. He said, look, if I do need it, we're going to go see my doctors. I'm going to get reevaluated. We'll see what they say. But if I do get surgery, nobody's going to find out about it. Nobody's going to know about it. And look, if he did get surgery, no one will probably find out about it. Nobody will know about it. Or if we ever do find out about it, it'll be like years later. It was like, did you know LeBron got surgery back in? And it's like, what? So with that, LeBron, and also you got to keep in mind, LeBron has been hurt pretty much every year since he's been with the Lakers. So I imagine that the Lakers are really going to want to monitor him, kind of keep his minutes tight, keep him from overexerting himself. And I imagine he wants that. Again, he's 39 years old, year 21. You think he wants to play 40 minutes a game? You think he wants to have to score 30 for the Lakers to just even be in games? Not even necessarily win the games, but just to be in them? Of course not. But the beauty is you have an Austin Reeves, a D'Angelo Russell, a Rui Hachimura, those three guys just by themselves can get you 60 plus a night. And then you have other guys on this roster that can go, you got 10 other guys that can give you 10 points a night, right? So, I mean, the Lakers, even without LeBron, could probably score 130 points and still play defense and still lock things down. Now, Anthony Davis is going to have to be a big part of that, right? Anthony Davis has to establish himself as the one guy, right? As the main guy. It's something LeBron's really been trying to kind of push to get him like, hey, come on, focus, lock in. I need you to be the guy. It's the, what is it? The what is his name? RC World or whatever. I'm 36. That guy, like that. It's just LeBron at this point is like, I'm 39, right? Like, come on, dude. I need you to be the guy. And the thing is that even if Anthony Davis isn't like, and I'm not saying Anthony Davis has to be a 30, 10, and 10 guy or something like that. Like, no, I just need him to go out there. Can he be a 25, 10, and 2 guy, right? Like, that's fine. That's all we need with this roster, right? And then LeBron getting his 20, and then you have, Reeves getting his 18, and D'Lo getting his 17, and Rui getting his 15 or 20 or whatever, and everyone else pitching in. I mean, I don't think the Lakers are going to have a hard time putting up points. And I don't think the Lakers are going to have a hard time playing basketball. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Lakers are top 5 in offense, top 5 in defense, even without LeBron James. This is this is a roster that I think LeBron James could sit the entire season and the Lakers will still be a playoff team. Like, I do. I really, truly believe that. Now, I don't think that they can win it. I mean, you never know, but I think realistically, they probably wouldn't win a championship without LeBron James, right? They definitely need LeBron. They need LeBron to win an NBA championship. But if it was just to get into the playoffs, I really think Anthony Davis with this roster could make the playoffs, right? Even in the juggernaut that is the Western Conference. I think this team, even without Anthony Davis, could probably, like, if you had to have LeBron, of course, but I'm saying, like, if Anthony Davis took the year off, I think this team could probably make the playoffs with LeBron and the rest of the roster. You need to get another center for sure, probably two at that point. But I do think that they would be good enough to at least make the playoffs. And I think that if you took both of these guys off, I think that they would be a play-in team. I really do, because again, Austin Reeves at that point would probably be a 22 to 25 point a game night. D'Angelo Russell, we already know, can score 23 a night. Rui Hachimura, I think, could be a legit 20 point a game night. So then there's like 70 points between those three guys. So I do. I think that they would have enough to at least get to the play-in, if not very close. Right? Now, the play-in means that they could also be the 10th seed. I'm not saying that they'll be the 7th seed without LeBron and AD. I just think that this team is deep enough and talented enough to win some games even without these two. And that's good, because both of these guys are probably missing 20-plus games, if not more. Right? Knock on wood, hopefully it's nothing major. Hopefully it's just, the load management and just getting nights off and whatnot and all that stuff. But LeBron's got to be pumped. And I mean, he seems pumped, right? I mean, he even talked about it and was tweeting about it and stuff, which makes sense, because this might be the deepest roster LeBron's ever had. This might be the overall best roster LeBron's ever had. Because I'm not saying talent-wise it's the best, but I'm just saying like overall front to back. Because think of all the LeBron roster teams, they were all very top-heavy. Right? Like, the Miami teams were very top heavy. The Cleveland teams were very top heavy. One of the more well-balanced rosters was the 2020 roster. But I think this roster is even deeper than that. It's just, can they build the chemistry and do what they do to win an NBA championship? Also, LeBron and Anthony Davis are only older. And, there's a lot that goes into that. But LeBron's got to be pumped. LeBron's got to be stoked. And he's got to be looking at this as like this is longevity for me, right? Like, this roster, not only can we win with this roster, but this is a roster that could keep the wear and tear down to where I can kind of manage my body, manage my minutes, manage my conditioning, manage everything, and get ready for the playoffs. Because that's what we're going to need LeBron for, is the playoffs. The Lakers aren't going to care about seeding. Right? Like, don't be surprised if the Lakers are like the 5th or 6th seed at the end of the year. Seriously. Like, don't be surprised if that's the case. And I know many of you are probably thinking, like, well, you said that even without LeBron and AD, this roster could still make the play-in. Well, they're probably going to play a lot of games without LeBron and AD, for one. And two, is a big difference between knowing, like, okay, we're not going to have them this whole season, and them kind of in and out of the lineup. Right? That's a big difference as well. But I think that this is a roster that I wouldn't be surprised if they're like a top 3 seed, just because they do have so much talent. But I think I look at like some of the younger teams, like Sacramento. Sacramento cares about being the 1 seed, like genuinely. You don't think that they want to be the 1 seed? Of course they want to be the 1 seed, right? So you have some of these teams that are there that I think absolutely would be trying to push to be the 1 seed. Even the Phoenix Suns, I wouldn't be shocked, would try to push for the 1 seed just to kind of prove and like have that allure of dominance. Where I think the Lakers, the only thing that they care about is getting healthy and being healthy and staying healthy. And it's specifically LeBron James. Being healthy, getting healthy, staying healthy. I mean, you need Anthony Davis to stay healthy too, don't get me wrong. You need Anthony Davis for the playoffs. But I think you can keep AD healthy. I think he kind of wants to prove, as we saw in the playoffs, like, I can play through these knick-knack injuries, because that was kind of a big sort of stigma attached to him. And I do. I'm excited. I'm pumped for the season. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? You agree with me? Agree with my points? Think LeBron James kind of coasts this season? Do you think he does? Do you think he's still going to be a 30-20-20 guy? He's still going to want to play his usual games? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear. Let me know.